The search and rescue mission continues in George following the collapse of a multi-story building on Monday afternoon. 7 people have been confirmed dead, with 39 still unaccounted for. Cosatu in the Western Cape is calling for a thorough investigation into the building collapse. The Labour Federation's Provincial Secretary Malvern joins us now for a discussion on the tragic incident. Good evening, Malvern, and thank you very much for your time. So 7 workers dead, 39 still unaccounted for. Your reaction to this tragic incident?
Good evening, and good evening to the viewers and listeners. Yes, as Cosatu, we were shocked when we received the news of the collapse of that building, where 7 workers have died and multiple workers has been injured. And as we speak now, there's still people that have been trapped under the rubble. So we are really worried and concerned about what's happening currently in George.
Now, the Labour Minister on our platform was very circumspect in his response to questions, saying he cannot preempt the outcome of an investigation, but that the collapse serves as a sobering reminder of the importance of prioritising safety in the workplace. Have you already been to the site? And if so, did you get a sense, perhaps through interaction with survivors, that there could have been lapses in safety controls?
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't visit the site yet, but we're receiving ongoing reports from the people that are in that particular area. And as Cosatu, we've raised the issue that profit must come first when it comes to the health and safety of the workers. And what we've seen in this industry is not the first time that we have such incidences. And we are worried because we want employees to ensure that the workplace is safe for every worker. Can't have a scenario that worker goes to work and don't have any guarantee that will come home alive.
Now that you've touched on it, in the absence of a concluded report on the specific tragic incident, I want us to then look at the health and safety in construction industries, because broadly speaking, I read through a CIDB report which says that construction industry continues to contribute a disproportionate number of fatalities and injuries in comparison to other industries. Why is there a higher level of non-compliance in this particular sector? Is it too costly perhaps to comply, or does compliance delay productivity?
I think the question of compliance is an overall challenge that we have in most industries. And I think what's happening currently, employers are more worried about profits. For them, it's not to invest in health and safety for the workers. And as long as they don't want to invest in the workers by ensuring that they are safe in the workplace, then we'll be fine. We'll have this kind of tragedies. And we are also saying as Cosatu that if they found that there was negligence from the employer side, that the law must deal with them, that they will be kept liable to ensure that they feel the full brunt of the law. So we can't keep quiet, Cosatu, while workers are dying because employers are more worried about profits and the well-being of workers are not adhered to.
Now, it seems, as some have said, that we're not necessarily lacking on the health and safety legislation, but enforcement of construction regulations is what is inadequate here. Is the Occupational Health and Safety Inspectorate adequately capacitated to assist in enforcement?
At this stage, what we've seen, and I think that's overall the challenge that we have the beautiful laws, but they're just sufficient or enough inspectors that can ensure that they enforce the law in this industry. So we will be calling on the Minister of Labour, Employment and Labour, to ensure that they employ more inspectors, health and safety officials to visit all these sites across the country, because we can't wait for another death before the government's going to wake up. And at least I think the Minister of Labour is on his way to George tomorrow, and there's a strong possibility that Cosatu will join them in the morning.
But Malvern, the understaffing of inspectorates, it seems that it's a long-standing issue. It's not one that just arose now. Have you been engaging them on needing to hire more inspectors?
What we've raised that issue with the department on more than one occasion, and now referring not to the construction industry alone. Here we're referring to all other industry where workers' lives are at risk. We raised the issue that with the department when we had those road shows to say that there's no use you're going to bring new laws into the play, but there's not sufficient inspectors to enforce that new law. And as long as there's no sufficient inspectors, the employer will take us for granted and workers will die, as long as the employers come to the party and government. So we are really worried about the delay in employing more inspectors.
Malvern, thank you very much for your time this evening. That was Malvern, Cosatu's Western Cape Provincial Secretary, speaking to us.